Hello once again, Star Wars and Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, and here we are with a high-end, you can tell by the box, I'm sure, that it is a wonderful Sideshow / Hot Toys. And by the way, for those who question it and sometimes call me out on that, I call it Sideshow / Hot Toys because on the box it says Hot Toys and it also says Sideshow. So that's why I do that. So maybe like certain ones are one, certain ones are the other. I don't know. It can get a little bit confusing. But that's neither here nor there. We have had a great a bunch of things coming into the Darth Tuba mailroom, and we are so excited to be able to start doing some great unboxings of some higher end stuff. I know that gets more viewership, so I'm very excited about it. Today we are going to be unboxing the Royal Guard, the Emperor's Royal Guard. Yes, the amazing, awesome looking, total jump away from the normalcy of the black and white that was the Empire, with the blackness of Darth Vader and the white of the Stormtroopers and the gray and olive green, almost gray, of the Imperial soldiers. And then all of a sudden, Return of the Jedi, third movie to be released, they bring out these guys when the Emperor is first revealed, and there it is. So excited to get going. Before that, though, I do want to point out my Star Wars shirt, okay, with my, if you look closely, you might see some Star Wars Holiday Special love here. I found this one, somebody had it on, I saw it on somebody's Facebook, and they had it, you know, how Facebook remembers things, and I saw it as an advertisement, so I had to pick one up. I love unusual kinds of Star Wars shirts, like Star Wars shirts that'll make people kind of walk past me and go, "Oh, look, Star Wars! What was that? What's he wearing? Who are those people? Why does he have a shirt? Why does he have a shirt with Harvey Korman?" And I don't understand, you know, what. So anyway, these are characters from, and my favorite two characters actually, from the Star Wars Holiday Special. It was, again, I'm still planning when the next holiday rolls around that we might actually have a holiday special viewing party. Now that we're all getting real comfortable with Zoom and live streaming and things of that nature, I am definitely considering doing that. However, if I do decide to do that, I am definitely going to do an edited version, because there are certain things, or we're going to fast forward, because there are just certain things that are just really, really hard to watch. So anyway, but I do like these characters. I do like the vintage look of the shirt. So this came in the mail today too. So I unbagged it right before the show started. So that's part of the unboxing show. All right. First of all, I hope everyone is staying safe and continuing the social distancing. I've been hearing rumblings from places that the flattening the curve is working, so that's good to know. But folks, as we all are in here, I don't want to talk any more about this except to say, you know, I've been reading some interesting articles about how we don't want, you know, there's been a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of, but there's been some good to come of everyone kind of spending time with their families, those who aren't unfortunately negatively affected by this virus. And I know there are many, but for those that aren't affected by it in that sense, except for being home and being with their families, you know, cherish those times, folks. That's a great thing to have. And when this whole thing eventually begins to lift, which will happen, just try to remember, you know, the closeness that you have with your families, and try to make that kind of more of the norm too. So, all right, here we go. Along, you know, always as always and ever, they always do these wonderful photos. I'm gonna just kind of, instead of inserting it, I'm just gonna kind of put it right there so you can see it. I'm only getting one guard. I did not do two. All right, and like everything else, Sideshow offers multiple hands, and it doesn't look like they have much in the way of weaponry. I think it's just really they have the staff, so to speak. Okay, so we'll get that out. For those who were curious, I actually purchased my toys through Sideshow and Hot Toys. I purchased them via like a payment plan. I don't pay for them all at once. Generally, just because I do have quite a bit of, you know, there's about probably 6 or 7 of them that I'm waiting on right now. That's a lot of money. So I do the payment plans. It's a little bit easier to take. And then, oh my God, look at this. Now, the only thing I wonder is why they always include the hands that they're wearing are never the ones that can grip anything. It's almost always going to be the hands that... Wow, look at that. I always loved like the different things that they did. All right, I'm going to get this, lay this down here. Now, we have our stand. This is just a standard, sorry. This is what they've been working on. Basically, there's this little thing with the snap together, and basically just resting the figure right on this. And of course, it comes with its extra arms and legs. Well, actually, not arms and not legs, but it's extra hand pieces. This is the staff. I always thought it was longer, but I think it's meant to be almost like something you would carry like this. So now let's see. Does this guy, can he hold it? Oh, maybe he can hold it like... No, definitely needs another hand. All right. Anybody who's watched this channel knows that my old nemesis is here, and that is hands. I want to use, let's see, what do I want to do here? Is this the hand I want? Yes, okay. But now it means I have to, man. Makes it so difficult. But tools do help. Tools definitely do help. All right, we got this. Then we got. Okay, good. And I thought that was actually not too bad. Okay, now before we finish with his arm, I should get these booties off. I generally try to keep the plastic. Ooh. He's got no head. I was wondering that. Is he going to have a head? And the answer to that is no, he has no head. Which is probably a good thing, and I'll tell you why. Because when I was, I don't know if you can see, well, I can't really adjust it, but right over here in the corner, you can't really see it, there is a Don Post Emperor Royal Guard helmet. Of all the things that were released from the Don Post collection, I feel that the helmet, whoops, came off again. The helmet was by far, the Emperor Royal Guard helmet, which came out shortly after the movie, was my favorite. I see, I like that, but I want it to, like, I guess he can't really, how do you do it so that, I'm trying to figure out how to do it so that he can hold it. Oh, you know what, maybe it is the one I pulled off, sorry. Because that way you can hold it like that, yeah, oops. Okay, Sideshow wins, right? Or Hasbro and Sideshow, not Hasbro. Hot Toys and Sideshow wins because not only was the one that they originally had the right one, because you see when you do that, then you can have it held like that. So awesome. All right, now let me get these. Let me box this up. The rest of this, and just get it out of the way. This thing does not want to stay. Static. I love static. Anyway, so they did. Yeah, the Don Post helmet was by far the coolest helmet that Don Post ever came out with. It was fantastic, but there was a problem. You put that thing on. First of all, you could barely see, and if you're claustrophobic, good luck, because this thing was scary. You had to put it on kind of like sideways and then twist it, and you could not take it off unless you did it a certain way, and it was absolutely scary. All right, so talking about the figure here. All right, what do we got? First of all, it's got a really very, very loose drop fabric. I mean, look at that. It's like just, very much akin to the way the soldiers were. Now, it looks like they kind of keep the arm free. I mean, I seem to remember that you barely could see. You'd have to really work to see the arm. You barely would see it sticking here, and then it could hold this thing, which that'll be a little bit of trick. But all right, so that works. Now, obviously, he barely can turn his head. I mean, there is a ball bearing in there, so he could, but because of it's kind of like the Batman cowl. It doesn't allow you to do much. You have to do a lot of this, which is what made me think, like, these guys would never last in a fight. and wasn't that proven true in Revenge of the Sith? Spoiler alert in case anybody's watching this channel and didn't see Revenge of the Sith, but there was a very brief moment where Yoda goes to confront the Emperor, and he walks between the two soldiers, and the two soldiers have just enough time to take their spears and kind of go down like this, and Yoda just kind of with a flick of the wrist, and they both go up against the wall and are knocked unconscious. And that is the effectiveness of the Royal Guards when it came to Yoda. I would imagine that in other circumstances they would be really cool. There was a comic book, Crimson Empire, I believe, that they showed how these soldiers, how typical stormtroopers or whatnot, they fought each other to the death for this role. So it's a very interesting comic book. Of course, that's a legend now, but so they can tell other stories. But if I kind of flip away here, and I'll get some close-up shots and maybe a turntable at the end here, but you can see that he has kind of like a tunic and robe, trousers, but like a belt, like a cloth belt around. So really cool. And these boots, I want to point out these boots, man. These are cool boots. Check them out. They're very wingtip. I wasn't expecting that. Now, of course, to put them on here, you have to be a little bit careful. You have to kind of lift up the skirt, as it were. But that works better when it comes to figures on these stands. Oh, I forgot. He comes with I'll leave that one on. That feels better when it works better for these stands because it kind of helps them keep them a little more secure. Okay, and then you can see he has his thing here, so you just kind of put that in there and you just rest it there. And you put that into place, and there you go. You have your Royal Guard. An awesome, awesome figure, okay? I will tell you, folks, okay, I think that Sideshow and Hot Toys have done an amazing job with these figures. I'm almost giddy to the point where that I'm happy that they're not releasing a lot of Hasbro toys because I have to be very careful with how I spend my money, and these days more than ever. And it's nice to know that with less product being released in the lower end, you can save up for some of the bigger end, and this is really cool. Now the question is, some people are like, well, are you going to get two? Because you got your Emperor and you need one on each side, don't you? The answer to that is yes, you do. And the answer to that is no, I'm not, unless one of you want to send me another one. Shoot me an email and I'll give you my address. But otherwise, I think I'm just going to stick to one because I'd rather get a separate figure, different. But if I see one somewhere for sale for whatever reason on less money, these seem to not go down in value. They tend to go up. So if I do run into one and I can get it for a little less money, maybe I will. But otherwise, one is fine. I don't have enough. I don't have a ton of room that I can display the Emperor with two guards on either side. But that would be kind of cool, I will admit. So before we wrap things up, I do want to let everybody know that I'm going to start trying to get a little bit more live streams in. I did one a few weeks ago, and I only had a handful of people watching. But just to let you know, check if you want to be made aware of when a live stream is going to go, I can make that available for people to ask questions or have recommendations for things you'd like to see unboxed or things you'd like me to do episodes on. If you want to be privy to when that is, it's going to be sometime next week, most likely, probably in the evening, like early evening, 6-7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I would recommend that you subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to send out a post to all of the subscribers, and I'll also post it on Facebook and on Twitter, maybe Instagram too, so you'll know that the day it's going to happen, okay? But, by all means, if you want to live, a lot of people have been live streaming now because, since a lot of YouTubers can't go out, I can't do any toy runs, so everything has either been through the mail or, live streaming or just kind of doing my normal videos. So I want to, because we have another Hot Toys one related to The Rise of Skywalker I am extremely excited about. And it kind of ties in to this one. So I'll just leave it at that. Okay, it has a similar vibe, we'll say that. But I'm really excited about it. Can't wait to share it with you. So I think I'm going to do it as a live stream in sometime next week. Okay, it might take the place of our Wednesday night show, or it might be in addition to the Wednesday night show. We'll see. Okay. Also, I'm glad you got just an update on my lighting thing for those who watch the lighting in the display unit there. It's mostly holding. It did seem to, around the corners and the top too, start to come, buckle under and come out. So I think I'm going to have to get back in there and reinforce with maybe some packing tape or something, or even a little bit of hot glue or something to keep it where it bends, where the strip bends around the corner. The material, it's just that where it glues into isn't that strong. So you got to be careful when you're using that you have a porous substance that you're gluing it to, or strip, pulling the sticker off too, so it'll stay. Most of it's staying fine, and I could leave it alone and it probably wouldn't matter. You can still light everything really well, but it's just bugging me. So now that I have a little time, I'm probably going to try to reset that. So that'll do it for this week's episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button. If you like, put what do they say? Smash the thumbs up. Let me know you like it. I understand, and I'm just a small time YouTuber, not really aiming to get very big, but I understand that the more likes and the more thumbs up and things, and the more people that share and the more subscribers, the better off I can get through YouTube, and that's always a good thing. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force be with you.